Hey guys, Will Rich here. So KULR stock just dropped a major update that's shaking up the market. Whether you're a long-term investor in the stock or a day trader, it's definitely a move that you cannot ignore. See, in a lot of the times when we're looking at these stocks, we look at the technicals, the news, the financials that drive the stock's momentum. And I want you guys to stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know what's up with KULR stock, how it's going to position, and what you might want to do to position yourself for maximum gains. Now, before we dive into it, quick reminder, our stockmate prices are going up soon. If you're serious about taking your trading to the next level, don't miss out. Check the second link in the description to watch a full strategy session live every day at Market Open. You can join a community of traders and investors and start seeing results at Market Open next week. Again, it's that second link down below. Don't wait because this is your chance to lock in the prices before they rise. Let's take a look at KULR stock. So I thought we had marked this up. Let's see if we have our drawings. There we go. Okay, so we can see we already marked up KULR stock. We started covering it really back here around just around $1 a share before it soared to $5.60. Since it started selling off, it pushed below this EMA. It's been bearish until we see this recent recovery. This was a really key level that we needed it to validate because this is the trend line that it needs to hold for it to continue the upward momentum. Now, after it pushed back up on Thursday to that $2.70 range here, then it sold down back to this previous support, and it's kind of holding at that 200-day moving average right at that EMA. Right now is the time. We're going to look at Market Open, see what the technicals RSI, MACD looking a little bit oversold. Possibly if it bounces right here, that will indicate that it's going to continue up. That's really all we have for technicals. We can't go into too much other than actually the Fibonacci retracement. So Fibonacci, we go down from the top of the trend. You go down, see that bearish trend going down. The lowest recent low, which was right here, and we drag it up to where it could go. So I would imagine we could see KULR stock reach, if it continues this upward direction, definitely in this range of $4 to $5. So that would put us right here, okay? And in that Fibonacci sequence, which is right here, it looks like the buy range, when you have confirmation as a trader that it is going to in fact continue up, the buy range would be right here at 0.618. So at $2.90 up to $3.24 in this range right here. That's the golden ratio. A lot of great, you could look at the Fibonacci. You could just see what great leaders use Fibonacci. And you could see you got Leonardo. Let's see. I wish I was on ChatGPT here. I could get you guys a better answer. But the Fibonacci sequence is influenced. You got Michelangelo, Salvador Dali, Georges Seurat, the Great Pyramid of Giza, spiral staircases. Definitely Leonardo da Vinci. You could see it in the Mona Lisa. The Fibonacci sequence is legit, and it oftentimes is pretty dang accurate. So if, again, we see it break up to this $2.90 range, that would indicate a buy according to the Fibonacci sequence. So right now looking a little bit bearish. If it continues up, that's the range, $2.90 or more would give us confirmation. Now that's the short term. How's the long term look for KULR stock? We got the financials already open. We could look at the financials. We could also look at some of the news down here. Recently, KULR Technology issues stock to CEO, that would be Michael Moe, adjusts executive pay. So changed what he makes. You could see a manufacturer of electronic components with a market capitalization of just under 500 million announced January 16th the issuance of 270,000 shares of its non-convertible Series A voting preferred stock to its chairman and CEO, Michael Moe. The company has shown remarkable market performance, investing pro data showing a striking 1,200% return over the last year. And this move, according to the independent members of the board, aims to enhance the company's strategic flexibility and protect against potential hostile actions. The shares, which do not convert into common stock or carry liquidation value, very important to note, come with a condition that allows the board to revoke them should Mo leave or be removed from his position. This condition seeks to ensure the voting power remains with the active leadership. Additionally, KULR's board, following the compensation committee's recommendations, has approved adjustments to cash. You guys understand what's happening here? The adjustments include an increase in the CEO's salary to $450,000 a year, with a grant of 2 million restricted stock units vesting over 4 years. So 2 million restricted stock units. And you can also see the CFOs, the CTOs, basically changing some of the salary from what is that direct sale or direct compensation to shares of stock. Notable announcement here: KULR won space battery on a SpaceX mission in 2026. That's a significant step in development of their space battery systems. Furthermore, the company has secured a U.S. Navy contract to enhance internal short circuit technology, key safety feature for military operations. So, third quarter revenue approximately 3.19 million, 5% increase. So we could actually take a look as we were just there on the financials down here. You could see year over year, they see a 4% increase. So we're in the financials now. The net income, 63% up. All these financials look fairly good. The thing about any company is a lot of times in these markets, we're buying what could be, seeing future growth. Maybe it's quantum computing. Maybe it's an AI stock. We look at them all the time. You can see even Rigetti Computing right here is a stock we cover in the quantum space. Make sure to subscribe. And oftentimes we're looking at what could be. Right here with KULR stock, they're already getting some cash on hand. Their income statements are starting to look better. One of the notable things that they had just done is they converted about 90% of their surplus cash into Bitcoin. Now, this could play very well into tomorrow or market open on Tuesday after Martin Luther King Day on Monday. And the reason why is because they were down. A lot of the market was down. Bitcoin was down. They were about 7% down on this last Friday trading session. But if we look over here on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's been in that consolidation phase here, but it just reached that $105,000 price point. If it breaks out of this resistance in this consolidation zone, then Bitcoin could go for a run. If Bitcoin goes for a run, guys, Bitcoin going for a run, even in this near term, we saw a swing of, since market close, so that was right here, we just saw a swing of 8%. Okay, so that's going to directly impact KULR's stock, because KULR, if you guys were aware, has $42 million that they put into Bitcoin. So you can see December 26th, they bought 21 million, and then they increased their share to 42 million, 93% Bitcoin yield. So 90% of its surplus cash reserves held in Bitcoin. Here's the deal, guys. Say what you want about Bitcoin. If you like Bitcoin, you don't like Bitcoin. If you would have tried to buy a house 5 years ago, this is the perfect example. When you were buying a house, or let's say a nice car, it was 94%. If you would have waited 5 years holding cash or Bitcoin, it's 94% easier to buy a house today if you were holding Bitcoin as opposed to US dollars and cash. So in other words, the US dollar is becoming less valuable. Over time, we know inflation will occur. And with that being said, Bitcoin inevitably will increase in its value so long as institutional investors hold it. And everybody else holds it. The whole world holds it, even before institutional investors got in recently. And then also on top of that, you have what is called the Bitcoin index funds being introduced to the stock market. If I go over here, one of the notable ones that's been around since about 2017, I believe, is BTC, so that's Grayscale. But Grayscale is introducing Solana. They're introducing, which is Solana is rocketing up the past day or so. And then there's Ethereum index funds. So people are now investing in these cryptos through the stock market. I think also the other thing that's happening that's even more interesting is, let's say you wanted to trade assets related to stocks and not pay capital gains or hold it all in your crypto wallet. There's some overseas brokerages that are offering the ability for you to trade crypto tokens that are correlated and linked to US stocks. So you could trade the US stock market. However, you're trading it in a crypto account of tokens that emulate the values of stocks. So not only is it announced by the Federal Reserve that Bitcoin is a store of value and is seen as quote unquote digital gold by Jerome Powell, but on top of that, the US dollar is it's losing value to Bitcoin because the US dollar gets money printed, it has inflation. Bitcoin supply does shrink over time, and so you have people buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin will increase in value. It's becoming a superior asset. The same way that that's happening is happening in the stock market, where people would rather invest in stocks as in relation to crypto and Bitcoin, as opposed to holding stocks in relation to all the surplus cash in their account or what have you is dollars. And so that's becoming an interesting thing as well. And so I would encourage you to simply note that if you're still behind in the Bitcoin space and you're saying, does this work? Does this not work? The way I see Bitcoin is, if you have cash right now, or any cash that you're planning to save for an appreciable amount of time, you may consider that the money that you invest in Bitcoin should be money that you wouldn't want to lose. See, a lot of people say, don't invest in Bitcoin with money that you can't afford to lose. I'd say the opposite. I'd say you're at risk of losing your money if you're holding cash and not Bitcoin. That's how I see it. I'm a bullish person when it comes to crypto. You guys have seen some of the videos, but at the end of the day, when you see companies like Tesla, you see companies like MicroStrategy, but also here in this case with KULR stock, they're saying that they're committing up to 90% of their surplus cash reserves to be held in Bitcoin. And look, it's already paying off. What was their average price? 98,000 per Bitcoin. Their current price of Bitcoin is 104,000. I mean, right there is basically, is that 10%? No, a little bit under 10%, 8% on 42 million. So basically 1% would be 400,000 times 8. So they made $3.2 million. While the US dollar has lost some value, they have made $3.2 million by holding Bitcoin as opposed to cash. And the difference is, guys, I realized this about KULR stock. We just looked at their financials, right? This is where it gets crazy, is that their revenue of 2024 was $3.19 million. Guys, they just made their entire revenue target of 3.19. They made $3.2 million just by holding Bitcoin as opposed to cash. So that's a big play. That's something in the stock that absolutely could be a catalyst for their growth. Now, right now, again, they've pulled back. They're at a low here of $2.30. To say that they are bullish would be, I would say, long-term an understatement. It's going to be we've seen some of the tech, and actually I didn't go into it too much in this video so far. A recovery to previous highs would be about 141%. Okay. So keep that in mind. Still seeing if it holds this key level. It does need to verify and confirm that level. And technically, as we said, 290 would be the purchase price according to Fibonacci. But then when we look at KULR stock, outside of the Bitcoin, outside of the other things, and we go to their website, they're a company that, if we go on their website, building an energy management platform, they specialize in building thermal management and highly efficient carbon composite or carbon fiber materials that can be used in batteries. So lithium ion battery thermal runways. They have sustainable energy solutions. They're doing that rideshare mission over in SpaceX. They're also have a partnership here with Army, Navy, ParaZero. But this one with Army and Navy, they're doing vibration reduction technology for their aerial aircrafts. So they work in the drone and aerial space. Also in the battery space, I think it was here that we saw they have some workings with NASA, Lockheed Martin, Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation. There's a lot of great things to look at. I would encourage you guys simply take a look. You can check out their main battery setup here, KULR One, and you can check out KULR Vibe as well. That's their software, I believe, that uses AI algorithms to reduce vibrations that shouldn't be had in certain things. I guess in this case, maybe wind turbines. U.S. Marine Corps. I know they're working with Navy, among others. So keep that in mind. They're in Texas. If you go to their address, I don't know if this will take us to Google Maps or what's going to happen right now. And you look at where they are in Texas. Okay, so I believe it's right here. Keep in mind their neighbors. You got Leidos. Leidos is a company that is, if you go through the airport and they have you stand like this and they scan all around you and you go through the security, that's Leidos. I don't know if you guys know that company. They have a stock. I just went to CES when I was flying to Las Vegas to go see a quantum computing stock event. And I went through Leidos, got to see them. Also, I think I saw Big Bear AI, the one that scans your face. Pretty interesting. But I just want to, let you guys know they got Airbus Space Systems right as their neighbors. I think there was Lockheed Martin in the area, NanoRacks, and then you got KBR as well. So aerospace companies. Over here you got robotics company, you got Schneider Electric, and so the reason we say that is because just keep in mind they're in a strategic location as well. Right, they're near a lot of space companies, so that's a big deal. So hopefully, this has been helpful for you guys. I would love to see you guys in our market session open. It's happening on the day after Martin Luther King Day. We're going to be up at 6:30 a.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern time. If you'd like to watch me trade live and you'd like to get our resources for our upcoming stocks that we're going to be investing in this week, as well as learn crypto options, things like that, get us that second link down below for our current sale for Stockmate if you'd like to join. We'd love to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. I would encourage you to hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.